All right, we're doing North-South this week. Before we get into kind of our attacks from there, I want to talk about some controls from there. I think when you're playing North-South, like a lot of the top controls, you need to be mobile. And so we're going to start with the mobility drill here, where we're going to start in side control. And this will be a good warm-up for us. We'll start in side control. And as we move around the body, what I want you to focus on is maintaining control of your opponent. When I start here in this side control position, I've got his hips blocked with my elbow. I've got his other hip blocked with my knee. I'm under his shoulder here, his arm trapped. I've got his head chalked with my arm. And I'm keeping him from being able to move anywhere except where I want him to go. As I move towards North-South, I'm going to start by changing my control on his head, right? Now this will begin to stop him from moving away from me. From here, I can move my hand. Now he can move now, but the only direction he can move is the way I want him to go, right? So he can move that way, or I can move myself, and I can come into this North-South position under his head, right? From here, if I want to continue, now I'm up on my toes, and I got weight on his chest. I'm not lazy here on my knees and light. If I want to continue to move around, I can now block both hips again, and I can start to move across and block his head with the other arm and come into this choke position. From here, I'm going to continue to circle. As I continue to circle, I want to start to replace my hand with my knee, and now I can come back to the side, block the other hip, come under the head. I can continue this and go up to mount, but for today, since we're focused on North-South, we're going to come back under the head, inside my own knee to block the head on this side, block the hips on this side with my hand, circle around. Now I'm going to block the other hip. I'm going to change and block the head with this side. As I circle to this side, I replace my hand with my knee, block the hip here, come ideally under this arm here. Either way is all right though, and then I'm going to come back to this basic position, and that'll get us warm and mobile around that North-South position. All right, we're going to do the North-South choke here. When I set up this North-South choke, you can set it up when you're in North-South. I tend to set it up from side control. So I like to be in this basic side control. I play a lot of my side control with this arm trapped. But even if it's not trapped, I will start to move towards this, especially as they start to hip escape away and their hips get away from me on this control here. Now I can come under the head here with this arm, and I can block the hips on this side, just like we did in that movement drill, right? So now he can only go the way I want him to go. If he continues to move, that's fine. I'm just gonna start to sink down here. Now the details on this, I want his chin not turned towards me for this choke. Right? If his chin is into my ribs, what I don't have is control over this artery or the other one. Right? My ribs might be pushing on his face, and it's going to be uncomfortable, but I don't have a choke. So I want his chin turned away from me or straight up against my ribs. So as I come to this position, I'm blocking his hips with this hand, and I've got his, I'll actually, as I move to this position, I actually like to flatten out here, and I like to drag my ribs across towards my own arm. So this should put his chin towards the ceiling, and his artery against my ribs on one side and against my bicep on the other side. From here, I'm going to turn my hand to go palm down on the mat, and that's going to tighten up all of this tension in my bicep and along this arm and tighten the choke. So we come in, we rotate around, I turn palm down on the mat. Now if this is still not tight here, which it probably is, right, if you've done this well, I want to set this up by being deep on the neck to start with before I come around the corner. But if it's not, I can hip up a little bit and adjust the head, right? Now I'm really tight. I go palm back down, and now I just sink my chest towards the mat with the goal of putting my own chest on the mat next to his head. So this finish, there's lots of little details here, right? But as I come around this corner, I dive this in deep, and I want the elbow pit against his neck, and ideally I like it inside my own leg. And I can cut my own thigh here. Now I'm gonna go switch my hand position, and I'm gonna start to sink down towards his body and drive his chin away from me. I go palm down, and I sink towards the mat, and we should finish that choke. All right, so when we attack this north-south choke, there's a couple of things that our opponent can do to stall or defend. Like, this is not a good defense. If you're being north-south choked, don't turn your head into them, right? I said we were gonna drive their head up towards the ceiling and against our ribs with their chin. But if Leland decides she wants to be dumb and turn into me and turn her head away, it does make it so I can't finish this choke. What I'm gonna do instead is grab this far arm and collect it to my ribs, pinch my own elbow over her forearm on my ribs here, and now I'm gonna start to turn in. The reason I like to do this when she's turned her head is now she can't run her hips away from me. It's very hard for her to run that direction. I've got her head trapped. And I can just hang here for a minute if I need to, and then I'm gonna walk my hips under her shoulder to step over her leg. This will keep her from moving away, and I can start to hip in to destroy her shoulder and face. One more time. And we can do this if she doesn't turn her head in. It just gives her more ability to run away. So it's harder to get to that finish. So we've come in for this north-south choke. She's decided she's defending it well. I'm not able to finish it, but she's left her arm in here for me. And so I grab this arm, I pinch it tight to my ribs, I step over her legs, and from here I can just hip up towards the ceiling for a finish on her shoulder.
So we'll do a new setup, a different setup, a little different. I think it's Pedro Sour. If I can't get this collected here, right, if he's doing a good job of keeping this here, I can either pop up and clear it and come back down, which is the best, or I could keep it here and I could just move north-south. I'm gonna get tight. My elbow goes to the opposite side of the head and I'm gonna scoop him up. Same thing, rock up, grab the inside of my own thigh, block his hip, and then I sink my hips back as I corkscrew around to clear his chin and to clear the arm. Now we're already pretty tight. A lot of guys will come and they'll push your chin, right? And that makes it hard to cut the angle you want to hit. Let's go, let's spin 180. If he's pushing me with this one, and I'm here, he could be pushing me with this one too. Okay, I'm gonna take my hand, I'm gonna cut my own wrist, I'm gonna slide my fist into the side of his neck, I'm gonna drop it, I'm gonna squeeze. It's a punch choke. I'm choking him this side with this arm, my fist comes into this artery, I cup here, and I scissor it down. We're in this position, he comes in and pushes, I bring in tight, here, and I'm still sinking my weight back. It's just like a north-south, I'm still coming back, but now I'm going like this. If he's real strong, and he's pushing me real hard right here, a block, bring my hips in, shuck into the Kimura, and finish on this side. So we've got a 3-hit combo. We hit into the north-south. He pushes. I punch choke. He pushes even harder. It's like I'm throwing a hook. Here, I can finish here, or sit out to the side, here.